Good morning, my lovely friends and family. At least it's good morning for me and like super, super, super early in the morning for you. Anyway, I am going to tell you about yesterday. Yesterday was the second day of classes and it was very fun. In French class, we actually learned a lot about the region that Lille is located in and different parts of it where different things are grown and then we talked about some of the industrial stuff that went on and then a lot about the culture. For those of you who are interested and have read Three Musketeers, the Port Calais is located in the region in which Lille is located and is not very far away at all. And I kind of want to take a day trip up to Calais just to be like, oh my god, I went to Calais. Anyway. So that was really fun and that was very exciting and good to know too. And then she also gave us a map with like 33 different points on it and we had to identify the different points. I got 15 out of 33 right because I don't really know a lot of the cities and stuff. And in south of France, I was like, I think this is Monaco, and I think this is Cannes, and I think this might be Avignon, and none of them were. It was Nice and Marseille and something else that I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But Monaco and Monte Carlo were not on our quiz thing at all, and I was kind of sad. But basically, the only things I got right were the surrounding countries, Lille and Paris, the Alps, the Pyrenees, and then the surrounding bodies of water. But then we went through this whole thing about we filled out all the stuff, and then she like taught us about the different areas of the country and stuff too. So it was really cool. It was a really good class. And after that, there was lunch, and lunch is always, tasty. You go over to the cafeteria and you go get, your sandwich and your frites, fries, for those of you who don't know, and like, whatever you want to drink or whatever. So, it's always fun. And there's like a bunch of people, and you sit down at a table, and yeah. Anyway, so then we had our intercultural communications class again yesterday afternoon with our lovely British chap who wears really awesome ties, by the way. Like Monday, he was wearing a Mickey Mouse tie. And then yesterday, he was wearing a Tweety Bird tie with Tom and Jerry socks he showed us. It was really awesome. He kind of reminds me of Mr. Kaz, for those of you charter kids who know who I'm talking about. Except he's not bearded and he does not play in a polka band. So, anyway, that class yesterday, we had a bunch of French people come into our class yesterday, and because we were talking about differences between the cultures and like how America seems to be very, public space and private, and we need our individualism type of deal, and we're in France, they have like no concept of the personal space bubble at all, which for me is fine. I don't care, especially if they're really cute. For instance, like one of the guys I was paired up with yesterday, whose name was Hugo, and he did not speak a lick of English, and he had very lovely blue eyes, and he had really swooshy brown hair, and he was taller than me and very French and very, very attractive. I was like, oh, bonjour, je m'appelle Rebecca, enchantée, monsieur. Which, for those of you who don't know, is, oh, hello, my name is Rebecca. It's very nice to meet you. He probably thought I was a creeper, but whatever, I don't care. He was very attractive and very interesting to talk to, because I spoke to him in French when I could, and then when I didn't have the vocabulary, his classmate that was also in our group did speak some English, and so we would together figure out how to convey what I was trying to say to Hugo in French, since I didn't have some of the vocabulary that I needed. Anyway, but it was really fun. It was a very cool activity. And I think my favorite part, which might be kind of sad, but my favorite part was we asked the two French guys um, what if they had any like American stereotypes, you know, and so did we fit their stereotypes? And the one guy that speaks a little English goes, "Well, you're not fat," which is sad, but it made me kind of happy because he does not look at me and see like, you know, not supermodel skinny person like most guys in the U.S. think. Anyway, um, so that was the most interesting one, and then we talked about gestures um, in France versus in the U.S. Like in France, they do this to go get a drink, whereas we'll be like, "Hey, drink." It's sort of the same thing, but different. And we all have the same gestures for F off or FU, which is pretty cool. Although they do the one with the arm and the elbow and the fist thing. I'm not going to do it on camera because I don't want to offend anyone. But yeah, oh, and this does not mean anything in France at all. It's like, it means two. Wait, no. Okay, forward hand means is like V for victory. But this, you know, where we're like, hey, peace, it doesn't mean anything in France. It's like two. And yeah, no, and so it was very, very interesting to see the differences. And, you know, in France they're not very conscious of like, you know, have to keep the store open to make money kind of deal. Like in the US. Like they don't have 24-hour stores. Like you have to be able, stores open at like 8 or 9 in the morning and close. The latest would be 8 o'clock at night. And if you don't get your stuff by then oh well. Restaurants open for dinner at like 7:30. They're not open from lunch all the way until dinner. They're like open for lunch sometimes, and then they will open at like 7:30, 8 o'clock for dinner. So by the time you're done with all your shopping, you can go eat dinner somewhere. And yeah, so it's really cool. Like there's no 24-hour Walmart or whatever. So yeah, no, I just thought it was really interesting. And they also take like an hour and a half for lunch. Like what was it? The one guy who spoke a little bit of English asked me if I knew the TV show The Office, the American version. And I was like, yeah, I do. I watch it. It's really funny. And he goes, it looks like that the relationships in that office are more important, like the dynamic here in France, where the people are more important. And I was thinking about it, and it's kind of true, but also on that show, I think since it's an American show, we already have the concept in our brain that they're there at work to get work done, and so that we know that they do actually get a lot of work done and accomplish tasks. They just, you know, have several office shenanigans that go on at the same time. So I just thought it was very, and I tried to tell him this the best I could in French, and I think he understood, but I think it's a very, very interesting point. So, anyway, but then after that, since my black pen died yesterday, my black Sharpie pen, I about cried, I went to Schneck, which is like this, sort of like Office Max meets Barnes & Noble meets Best Buy. Anyway, Becca found these. And Krista and Sasha, if you're watching, I love them. Love them! You were totally right. These pens are amazing. I pulled out the black one and wrote one word on my homework last night, and I was like, I don't know that I will ever use other pens ever again. Just saying. Anyway, but after that, I was with Christine and Madeline and Suzanne and Jake. Oh no, that's a lie. Sorry. Christine and Madeline and Suzanne and Jessica and myself. And Jake was supposed to come with us, but then he didn't. And we went to this lovely Italian restaurant that our lovely tour guide Martin, the British tour guide who gave us our walking historic guided tour of Lille, told us was the best Italian restaurant in the area. Best one. So we decided, why not? We'll go. It's like a really good pizza Italian restaurant. We're in the neighborhood. Why not? And so we went, and it was delicious pizza. Like, I brought almost half of it back with me for dinner, like, tonight or tomorrow or whenever, because it was delicious. And I'm pretty sure it was called La Bottega, and I'm pretty sure it's owned by Italians who, like, moved to France. Anyway, but while we were there, and they have Prosecco, oh my gosh, for, like, really cheap. It was fantastic. But, Prosecco is like Italian champagne, by the way. It's like a sparkling white wine, but not quite a white wine. Anyway, while we were there was this very attractive guy that walked in, and he sat at a table, like, sort of away from us. Like, there's this bar type thing with some flowers and a vase in between our tables. So Becca was in the perfect spot to just kind of lean her chair back a little bit, look over, and then look back at her lovely friends. I probably did that about 6 or 7 times. I made eye contact with him once and smiled, and then he didn't look at me again. But I don't know that... Well, I don't know that he didn't look at me, but I don't know. I never made eye contact with him again, but he was very attractive. And so I was like, why not? I'm just gonna look. I can look, it's okay. Anyway, so that was yesterday. Today, we have our field trip to Bruges, and I'm very excited. Yay! And mostly because I get another stamp in my passport. That's one of the main reasons I'm very excited. Anyway, but I'm not in the optional conversation class that's on Wednesday mornings, because in France they don't have classes on Wednesdays. So I'm chilling. I'm probably just going to go walk around, explore some, and then we go to Bruges this afternoon at about 1 o'clock, and I'm really excited, and I can't wait to do a video update on Bruges, because I've been told by a friend who studied in Belgium that Bruges is like a little town in which Disney just took over and decided to turn it into a little, like, Disney Swiss Alps looking village. Does this sound like a perfect place for Becca? Yes, it does. Anyway, so I'm going to go, and I miss you guys, and I love you guys. And to the person who keeps calling me, this time it was completely my fault. Completely 100% my fault. Please call me back. I love you guys, and I miss you guys. Mwah!